Today we will discuss for third semester diploma electrical students, and the paper is electrical engineering material. Last class we have discussed about insulating material, their properties. We will continue the property of this chapter, the mechanical properties, which we will resume today. So the property of the material, uh, as regards to their mechanical properties, can we can say, or the study can be called as your mechanical properties. So proper selecting of the conductor should make, or we should take proper selection of the material considering its mechanical properties. So what are its mechanical properties? So from them there is the mechanical strength. So the strength of the material or its mechanical strength should be known to us before selecting the material in our electrical applications or electrical field. So most of the insulators have to withstand various loads during manufacture as well as during operation when used in an apparatus or equipment. Strength requirement is very basic, although the magnitude may differ from application to application. For example, strings of suspended porcelain insulators have to bear a good amount of load. Rotor windings of motor and generators have to bear centrifugal force. Revolving rotors, plugs, sockets for domestic application have to withstand repeated operation. So this knowledge of, or the proper knowledge and the use of the electrical appliances where its mechanical requirement should be considered before using those material. So the mechanical strength depends upon number of factors, and from them one is your temperature rise. So students, if the temperature is increased or the temperature is brought to a value in the conductor, the dielectric loss in the insulator, high temperature can adversely affect the mechanical strength of the material. Now students, as we have already know that with the increase in the time, or if you will use a electrical equipment for longer duration of time, then it will form heat. So due to this heat formation, its mechanical property also deteriorates. Why it deteriorates? Because with the help of, or with the increase in heat, it gradually becomes brittle, and this property is deteriorated. So we should take care that it should not be overheated. So when selecting insulating material, these factors should be kept in view, and very high temperature involved in appropriate insulating materials capable of withstanding this should be chosen. So if the material is not having the capability or capacity to withstand the amount of heat, those kind of materials should be avoided. Otherwise, our application, or where you have taken the material for insulating medium, it will get heated up, and afterwards what will it happen? It will just break its insulation, causing short circuit cases. Now students, the other condition is climatic effect. So climatic effect is another point which you can say, which contributes towards the mechanical strength. It deteriorates the mechanical strength of the material, right? So humidity can adversely affect mechanical strength of insulating material. Therefore non-hygroscopic materials should be selected where necessary. What is non-hygroscopic? Actually the substance which has the tendency to absorb moisture or water can be called as hygroscopic. So it should have non-hygroscopic properties so as it will not attract moisture. Now students, the insulating material are likely to be subjected to various types of mechanical stresses. Example, tension, compression, resistance to abrasion, tear, shear and impact. What type is doing to be important will depend upon specific application. So depending upon our application only, we have to select the insulating material. Now student, coming to viscosity. So viscosity in liquid dielectric will affect manufacturing process. For example, a paper insulated cable, the temperature at which the oil will penetrate through paper will depend upon its viscosity. Now, before going to this viscosity, let us first understand what is viscosity through a example, right? So, students, viscosity is the uh, you can say thickness of the oil or the thickness of the insulating medium. Suppose I will say you or give you two kinds of oil. One is your mobile oil, you know, mobile oil which is been used in your automobiles for your gears, and I will give you uh, palm oil, or you can say the refined oils. So which one is having more viscosity? Obviously the this your mobile oil is having more viscosity as compared to your palm oils or your refined oils. So viscosity is the thickness of the oil, right? Thickness of the oil used. Now, if the oil is more viscous, it will have less tendency to get absorbed to a medium. So the method to be used to purify the insulating oil used in transformers and other applications will depend upon the viscosity of the oil. So if it is more viscous, then the amount of oil which will be absorbed will be less. If it is less viscous, then the amount of oil absorbed by a hygroscopic material will be more. Now, porosity. High porosity insulating materials will increase the moisture holding capacity through consequent adverse effect in electrical properties. So now here student, porosity means you might have seen the substance which have small pores. Pores means small hole like structures. You might have seen some stones which is having pore structures. Pores means small holes throughout the surface. So best example will be a cube of your sponge. You might have seen sponge. In this sponge there are number of pores. Pores means holes. So within these holes, what is there? There are air, and if this sponge is introduced to a water, what will happen? Inside this pores, water will get stored. So exactly here also, if the material which we have used is having pores, or the material is having the tendency of porosity, then it will have the tendency to capture more amount of moisture within that. So it is exactly at this point. However, in certain application, porosity is the advantageous and is therefore desirable. For example, when paper is to be impregnated with oil. Now this is in some special cases where we want that it should be absorbed. So this is found in impregnated paper in oil. Now solubility is the other factor. So what is solubility? So in application of insulation can be applied only in desired in some solvent. In some cases, the insulating materials should be soluble in certain appropriate solvents. So insulating varnish is an example. Now students, as you all are in electrical engineering, so you should know what is varnish and all those things, because this is an electrical uh, material which is having a insulating property and is used in your winding sectors. Winding, what is winding? Rewinding sectors you will find in a repair shop of fan winding, you will find in motor winding also. So after the motor has been wounded, then they will put a liquid which is known as your varnish oil, which will make the coil more hard and will make it fix at its position only. So this varnish is a insulating material. Now such an insulation should be dissolved and be washed out in fluids it it uh, it comes in contact with during operation. If the insulating material is soluble in water, then moisture in the atmosphere will be always be able to remove the applied insulation and cause breakdown. So moisture should be avoided as far as possible, and with the help of this varnish we can insulate the coils. Now there are other properties like machinability and moldability. These properties are important from the point of view of economic mass production. So here the first point is your thermal properties. So as the word suggests, thermal means the temperature. So it is already mentioned that one of the major function of insulation is heat transfer. So if we are insulating a material, it should also have the property to transfer heat. So consider an underground cable, underground cable under operation. This cable is recommended for operation with certain limitation of voltage and current. Suppose voltage is increased, if the involved insulating material is able to withstand the higher voltage stress, the change will cause increase in dielectric losses that will increase heat generation, and ultimately the temperature of the insulation will further increase. If the insulation start losing its insulating property, ultimately breakdown will occur. Now students, all of us know that underground cables which are buried inside the ground are used for transmission of voltages, or you can say transmission of electric lines. So if these voltages or the value of the voltage and the current which has been prescribed to use, it gets overused, or the rated voltage is not the value which has been used. So suppose it is of 230 volt, we will use it for 340 or above any value which is more than 240 value. So what will happen? It will form heat, and if it form heat, what will happen? What impact will it lead to our insulating material? It will make the insulating material more harder, and it will break the insulation and will cause failure in our electric supply, right? So there are students other examples also inside this. So secondly, if the load current in the cable is increased. Now here again, if the load current is also increased, so we all know that I square R, that means square of the current into the resistance, is responsible for heat. Now if this is increased, how this will increase? If the current is increased. Now if the current is increased, then what will happen? Once again the heat generation and failure as mentioned above will be pronounced, and this is simply signifies that the apparatus heat transfer function decides. Or we can also say the voltage rating and up to what safe value or limit the voltage can raised, and can for how much time without breakdown. So by knowing its value or the temperature it can withstand, we can decide the type of insulating material for a particular period of time, and after that if we use this material, it will cause breakdown of the insulating material. Now students, loading and overloading current limitation. So if uh, the voltage which you have carried inside the ground or under the ground is overloaded, then what will happen? It will lead to extra current or high current, then also the same thing will happen. Now ambient temperature and maximum temperature and insulation can withstand. So the temperature values which it can withstand also, we should have a thorough knowledge of it. Now students, temperature affect much diverse and important properties as electrical properties, mechanical strength, hardness, viscosity, solubility, etc. This makes therefore properties very important. So the knowledge of these things, all parameters, is very essential. It will now be appropriate why a complete classification of insulating material on the basis of their operating temperature has been done. Various thermal properties are discussed below. So we will now discuss their thermal properties one by one. So first one is your melting point, flash point, and volatility. Now students, melting point assumes important. Why? Because the temperature at which the material will melt down can be called as its melting point. So it is desired that the entire operation of temperature range of the cables, the impregnating compound must not melt to avoid migration of oil. Flash point will impose restriction in manufacturing process to avoid possible hazards of of apparatus catching fire. So volatility assumes importance from the fact that when a trapped gas is evolved from a volatile insulating material subjected to voltage stress, the breakdown is very rapid. A volatile material cannot be good insulator. So if a substance is more volatile, it cannot be a good insulator. Now students, there are thermal conductivity also. So due to the heat generated due to I square R loss, and dielectric losses will be dissipated through the insulator itself. Now effectively this flow of heat takes place depends upon the thermal conductivity, because if the material is having good thermal conductivity, then what will happen? It can absorb the heat as well as it can radiate the heat also. So how effectively this flow of heat takes place depends upon its thermal conductivity of the insulator. An insulator will be better thermal conductivity, will not allow temperature rise because of effective heat transfer through it to the atmosphere. This property this property assumes great importance in high voltage apparatus where thickness of insulation is more. So where the thickness of the material is more, this property is more utilized, or you can say more considered. This property is considered to be the most, this thermal conductivity. Now students, thermal expansion, because we all know that every material undergoes expansion and contraction, right? With the increase in temperature or decrease in temperature, the materials goes expansion and contraction. So here also an insulator with a high coefficient of expansion possesses problem. So if a material is having high values of expansion and contraction, then it can lead to disastrous effects. Why? Because the insulating material will be easily broken up, and it will not play its role, because its function is to insulate the conductor. Now the other effects are heat resistance. This is a general property which desires that a dielectric should withstand temperature variation within desirable limit. So it should be also capable of withstanding a desirable limit of heat. So after that, if we will use, then it will not resist, and as a result it will cause failure of insulation or breakdown of the insulation. So we should not use the temperature range which are greater than the desirable limits. So this was the heat resistance. Next class we will discuss about classification of insulating materials, effect of temperature, chemical properties, and other related to insulating